Open your mouth. Spread your legs. Clear. Let's go.
What up, what up? You already know it's your boy Pistol Pete. Welcome back to Dog in the Yard. Today we got Opressure in the building. Opressure did 8 years at 17 for manslaughter. And he's here with us today. With that being said, let's get right to it, man. You already know your boy Pistol Pete, Dog in the Yard. Yo, what up, what up? You already know it's your boy Pistol Pete. Welcome back to Dog in the Yard. Today we got Opressure in the building, straight out of Buffalo, New York. What's up, brother? Peace.
What's good? What's good? Peace.
Nice having you, man. How you been, brother?
I'm good, man. Blessed.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yep.
How long you been home?
This year makes 16 years.
Wow, 16 years. Oh,
Yeah.
you been out here for a minute. That's
Yeah,
good.
I came home 2009.
That's what's up. And never looked back.
Never.
That's what I'm talking about. A little bit about yourself, you know, your upbringing and all that. As far as what leads you to go, you know, a little bit for the audience, so they can know a little bit about, you know, about you. So,
All right, so I'm originally from Buffalo, New York. I grew up in a small town called Lackawanna, New York. It's right outside of Buffalo.
okay.
I had both parents in the household. I grew up playing sports. I was real football. Played a lot of football coming from Buffalo. You know, the snow out there. Let me see. So I kind of like transitioned into the streets in probably like 13.
What
13,
what you think that led to that? Like, what was it that if you had you had a good childhood, parents,
You know
all
what?
that?
It
You got
was-
siblings?
Yeah, I got siblings. I got an older brother and I got I got 3 sisters and a younger brother.
Okay.
So yeah,
So
I think it was more or less like peer pressure. You get what I'm saying? And just seeing like getting off the school bus and seeing my peers that was in the streets with Jordans and the materialistic things, and you know that's the things I wanted. So it kind of let me into the street. You get what I'm saying? Because I wanted those things that they had, and just poverty. You know what I'm saying? Living in poverty, like you don't want to be poor, so you're gonna do the things that's necessary for you to have the things you want.
You decided you want to step outside.
Yeah, I decided I want to step outside like 14. Then I was a 14-year-old father. You get what I'm saying?
wow.
I'm a great-grandfather, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
I got a great-grandson. Just had 3-2.
How we gonna get that?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a blessing.
Yeah, definitely.
So you was a dad at 14.
At 14 years old.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was a freshman
How was
in
your
high
parent?
school.
How was your parents and all that to that? Like, you know, you having
like,
a child.
So my brother.
Plus you outside.
Yeah, my brother. So my brother he popped it off. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? My older brother popped it off like a year before that, like 89. So it's like I was right behind him. And then it's kind of like the division in our household. Like I was able to analyze what happened as I did my time because my mother had left and went down south to take care of my grandmother. So it was just 3 men in the house. It was my father, my older brother, and me.
Right.
And then, you know, Pops was
He was
Pops got
shaking.
into something, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, he started shaking.
Yeah, and my brother started shaking and I started shaking. You get what I'm saying? And that's what led to, you know,
That's
us having
crazy.
kids. It was crazy. And crazy is that all of us had kids right behind each other. Like it was my father, my brother, then me. Some real ghetto shit, P.
You let your dad, what's up, man? You trying to catch up with us?
Yeah. It was crazy
That's
though.
crazy. But
Yeah.
that's cool. I mean, it's all blessings, man. You know, we ain't perfect.
Right.
So your moms had left and then you was outside.
Yeah, I was outside for like 13, 14. Like right after I had my daughter at 14, you know, I was introduced to a lot of guys in my neighborhood. Or matter of fact, what kind of influenced me was this guy that my daughter mother, he was doing time, and he showed just by watching him and observing. You know what I'm saying? He was like, his name was Nick. He was from Rochester. You know what I'm saying? Real tall dude, like 6'5", he bald. And I kind of like, you know, looked up to him or whatever. And like 2 years later, like
What he was into that you looked
he was
up
in
to?
drugs. Like
He
selling
was
drugs.
slinging. He was getting money.
He was in the streets. Yeah, he was getting money.
So
He
he
had
was
a-
like, damn, I'm trying to get there.
yeah, and the thing about him is that he tried to deter me from that. He like, yo, no, he gave everybody else, you know,
Yeah,
work
yeah.
and ain't give me nothing. Like, nah, football. everybody wanted, because I was real good at football. Everybody wanted me to go to play football.
Wow.
I was like, nah, like I want to play football, but I want to do this too, because I want the things that y'all got. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Somebody ended up like killing him like 2 years later. They stuffed him in the trunk. Stuffed him in the trunk. He's 6'5". They stuffed him in the Buick, one of the box Buicks. They stuffed him in there. That shit kind of like traumatized me. I went over there to see him, and everybody was crying. I went to my baby mother's house to see her, and everybody was crying. And then the year later after that, my baby mother got murdered.
What?
Yeah.
How old you was?
I was 16, and she was 17 going on 18.
What the fuck was going on?
Nigga was playing with a gun in her face, and I guess she knocked it out. She's one of the people that she's real tough. She didn't play. And the guy was playing with a gun in her face, and I guess she tried to knock it out his hand or whatever, and the shit went off and hit her in the eye, and she died on her way to the hospital. Yeah, I was 16 years old.
That was fucking sad, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, what was going through your mind when that happened?
Man, like I don't
You're
like
your dad. That's
I was with my parents with all that, but nobody really could. I compartmentalized it. I'm gonna say that I compartmentalized it, and I wasn't able to process that, and that was like a lot of anger and resentment that led to eventually the crime that led to me doing 16 years. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't able to process those emotions at that age. Like, it was no such thing as therapy and all that. My parents didn't send me to therapy. It's like, we went to the funeral, came back home, and I was just like, all right, I'm good. But I really wasn't good.
But you wasn't good.
I wasn't good.
Yeah, because back in the days, as far as getting any kind of therapy was like,
right.
We was kind of like,
mental health was taboo.
It was taboo.
You didn't talk about that.
Like that's only for white folks.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So you went back home and with that, because that must have been hard for you, man. I mean,
it was tough.
Even if you wasn't with her, still, you know what I mean? Like,
she was living with us. You know what I'm saying? She was living with me and my parents at the time, and we had like a disagreement or whatever. And she went outside, and you know what I mean? She was with her friends or whatever, and she's at this guy crib. And matter of fact, it's crazy that her brothers was there when that shit happened. One of her brothers was there when it happened, and he kind of like, he didn't lean to the side of like how I thought he was. You get what I'm saying? And they came to me and told my mother straight up, said, listen, your son do something to him, he gone. He out of here. We already know, we watching. Type shit like that. Yeah, it was tough though. It was tough dealing with that.
To deal with that, of course.
Yeah,
man.
It was tough doing as a
and
teen.
Not only that, it was tough for the child.
My daughter, she's older now, but she's still like.
How old she was? She was a baby.
At the time, she was like 2, maybe like 2 years old.
Man,
she was 2. So
she knew her moms.
She lost her moms, and then a year later she lost me because I went to jail.
Yeah, it was tough.
You know what I'm saying? That was tough for her.
Yeah, it was tough for her.
So
you went outside. You dealing with all that emotions and all that hurt and stuff like that. You was out there doing slinging?
Yeah, slinging, stealing cars, on shit like that, and just on some real like thug shit. Like,
and what got to 16 years?
So me and this guy, like we had, I'm to sum it up. Like, first let me say to his people, to anybody out there that was affected by it, that was impacted by, my actions that led to him losing his life. You get what I'm saying? Like, I have to show that,
Yeah, you apologize. You're showing your remorse.
You get what I'm saying?
Well, this is where you do with that. This is where,
of course. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
I don't want people saying, because I did an interview with Vlad about this shit, and people was just like, he ain't showing no remorse. He ain't. No, it's not about that. Like me, I feel like if before I get into, I'm just gonna say, if you're apologetic about something, you never do it again.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like if you're a cheater, if you cheat on a woman, she be like, I apologize, babe, or whatever. You don't do it again if you're apologetic about it.
Right.
So I never traveled down that path again. I never went back to prison. Everything has been about reform, rehabilitation.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, both of us 17 at the time. We had it initially started over a girl. We had some words over a girl. And after that, it was no longer about that. It was just like, okay, he was saying things about me, and I hung with guys that knew him, that was from his neighborhood, but went to high school with me. We played football together, whatever. And he was just running his mouth or whatever. And I was one of those guys like, yo, if I see you, I'm gonna see you. If I see you with some guys, you good. I'll see you. I'm
gonna deal with you later on.
Exactly. So I seen him 8 months later. Because I'm the type of person back then that I don't let things go. We got to address it. So I saw him, in his neighborhood on his block. I wasn't looking for him. I just happened to be going down the block. I was with this guy that, you know, was getting money together or whatever. And I saw him and I jumped out the car and I addressed him like, yo, what's good? And he, you know, I said, what's up to him? He thinking this. I'm like, nah. And so he swung on me. I chased him in somebody's house. Chased him all the way to the basement. And I knocked him out. And I stomped him out. And I left. I ran back upstairs. The people tried to grab me. I ran, jumped back in the car, went back to my neighborhood. I didn't think nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? It was just a fight to me. You know what I'm saying? What I heard was he refused medical treatment. He had a seizure, fell down the stairs. Then they took him to the hospital. They didn't initially take him to the hospital. So that led to, well, the trauma that I caused led to, you know, the hemorrhaging in his brain and all that, whatever. So he went to the hospital. 7 days later, he died. I was in a ECMC psych ward, Erie County Medical Center psych ward. My parents had put me there. They're like, yo, you wildin'. They didn't even know that happened between me and the dude. They didn't know that happened. My uncle came to the hospital. He was like, yo, did you do something to so-and-so? Because the word was getting out the street. Because Buffalo is small town. Once you know people, you know. It's only like 200-something thousand people there. You get what I'm saying? And everybody pretty much know everybody.
It's small.
Yeah. So my uncle had heard about it, and he brought it to my parents. And my uncle asked me about it. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. But some of his friends that came to the hospital looking for me, and they came to my room. I didn't even know who the fuck they was. I'm like, yo, who? I'm thinking of some of my cousins from out of town. So I got up, rushed one dude, threw him out the room, chased him up out of there. I got him up out of there or whatever. And my father was coming up the hallway. My father was like, what's going on? I was like, these dudes, whatever. So I fought with the dudes. And like the next day, the administration that was there was like, okay, we want to, like they was doing like a hearing, not a hearing, but you know what I'm saying? They was trying to figure out was they gonna let me go or not. They didn't know about what was going on. So my mother, being scared, she was like, listen, my son possibly might have, you know, a homicide, whatever, boom, boom. And I'm looking at her like, yo, why the fuck you telling them that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you like, what's going on? Yeah,
I for years I held on to that.
Yeah,
you know, I eventually let it go after some years in prison. You know what I'm saying? But that's my mom. Just she was in fear. Mom. As a parent, you know what I'm saying?
As a parent, she don't want no more issues.
Right. So, you know, homicide came to the hospital. On the 7th day, they arrested me. After he died after 7 days from hemorrhaging in his brain or whatever. And they came to arrest me and took me to jail. 1993, August 23rd, 1993, they arraigned me for manslaughter. First, it was a felony murder because they said I chased them. It was a breaking and entering. It was a break. Yeah, breaking and entering.
You were beyond.
They had robbery and all type. And I'm looking at the charges. I'm 17 at the time. I've been to jail for little small shit, but I never been like murder. They was like $50,000 bill. I'm looking at this shit like what? I'm looking at just like I ain't robbery, breaking and entering, and all these charges.
Yeah, where all these shits came from?
Yeah, that's what I was like. I'm like, yo, where all this shit came from? So I got arraigned, and he locked me up, and I was down there for like in the county for like 8 months. I copped out.
And what you was going through?
What I was going through a lot. I mean,
getting arrested. You was already at the psych house.
Yeah, I was a psych ward from there.
Psych ward,
so I'm the type of person where I adapt to change. Like I automatically adapt. Like I already thought I was a tough guy on the street. Like it wasn't nobody that really like my age range. Like I always had hands.
Yeah. You was like
I always had hands. Always a tough guy. You get what I'm saying? So when I got there, like for a week they had me on the block with adults. Cause I came from a psych ward. So they had me on a psych block for like a week. Then they put me down there. They put me with the adolescents. You get what I'm saying? So once I got with the adolescents, I came down there and the dudes was like, oh, that's the dude that did so-and-so. So my mind is already, okay, so when I said, listen, so when I come out, whatever y'all want to do about it, we can do that. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm not, my mind is already, I'm not here to play with nobody. I already know what I did.
You already,
My mind is meant like anybody that want to address the situation, let's get to it.
Right.
And I'm just on that type of time. And I was on that type of time when I was in the street. So when I came to job, I'm saying like my mentality, like I wasn't going to change that. You get what I'm saying? It was dudes that was shooters in the street. And when they came to jail, it was just like,
mad pussy.
Right. I wasn't one of those dudes.
You can say that.
Yeah, I'm not bragging.
Other guys be like, man, fuck, I ain't doing shit.
Yeah, I wasn't like that. I wasn't one of those dudes that was like that turned cur or whatever. I wasn't like that. So
you still was on your shit.
Yeah, so when I got there, dudes were like, yo, you the dude? Yeah, I'm him. So what we gotta do is because they have you locked. When they put you on an adolescent block, they'll have you in your cell for 24 hours. So it's dudes coming up with me. As soon as I got there, like I was the one that ran the block. So it was dudes on the other block that was kind of like extorting them and taking their meals. And I stand on the gate. They was harpooning them. I know you know what that shit is.
Yeah,
like.
yeah,
They was putting
harpoon,
the,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I stand right on the gate like, okay. Like I'm one of those. Like what we doing? So they never played with me.
Why was they was harpooning people? Like for what?
Just for dumb shit. Like it's just, taking their trays and just trying to, it's still, you know how they go. It's still fearing them.
Yeah.
They don't want to come to the gym. They don't want to come
Harpoon
outside.
Explain to them what's a harpoon.
So a harpoon is like you take the newspaper, you make it long so you can reach somebody. Like a harpoon, like when you going fishing or whatever, you hit the fish or whatever.
You put the knife at the end.
Put the
right?
knife at the end. So they had a newspaper with the little knife on the end, and if they couldn't get to you, they're gonna put the harpoon in your cell. They're gonna hit you. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't with none of that. But so I eventually learned my way in there. I was going to school. I got my GED. Entertainment.
Okay.
I got that off the rip.
At least you got on your
Yeah,
shit.
education was always important to me. My father didn't play that. I had a father that was a real disciplinarian. Let me say that. I feel like my father prepared me for jail. Like if he didn't prepare me for anything, that wasn't his intentions. But I'm saying from him being a disciplinary.
Yeah.
So when I went to jail,
strict.
right, he was strict. He was on me, like my grades.
Yeah.
Meet curfews, all that. I ducked that being in the streets. Like after I had my kid, he kind of got lax with me. But before that, like it was all make your bed. Make sure this is in order.
Yeah, cool,
Make principles and all.
He was
like
on your
my,
shit.
my father was really like, and my family's from the South, so it's like in Buffalo, you kind of raised a little bit different from the city, from dudes that's from the city.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
I
So
get you.
like my father prepared me for that, and I was always on some educational shit. Like he'd buy me encyclopedias, almanacs. Like
Well, at least you was on that.
yeah, and that shit helped me when I got to
course.
prison because it was a lot of dumb dudes in there.
Yeah.
It was dudes that couldn't read or write. And that put me at an advantage. It put me at an advantage because I was smarter than it. I used to tell dudes like, it ain't about being tough. You got to be able to outthink the COs. You got to be able to outthink the gang, the people that's in the gang. So I never joined a gang. I mean, the 5% that I attracted to that, but I never really accepted it as like, I'm going to be a part of that. Give me some lessons. I want to study this. I try to study everything just to be abreast with what was going on in the prison.
Knowledge is important. It's all right.
Yeah. When I heard brothers playing chess with mathematics, wisdom, power to understanding equality, I'm like, he's like, wisdom, power to understanding equality. I'm like, what the fuck? What? I said, I gotta learn this.
Yeah.
My first week in Elmira. And then I was studying the Quran in the county before I got sentenced. And I was like, you know what? I might want to be Muslim. I went up north to Elmira and I had I was going to get my extra set of greens. They give you one pair in Windy, because I was from Buffalo. So I went through Windy, then I went to Elmira. So dude, I went to the whatever they go to process you at.
Yeah.
And this dude was like 6'4", 6'5".
Intake shit.
Yeah. Big Muslim dude was like, yo, Aki, why you touch my Quran with your right hand? I was like, I looked at that nigga like, bro, I ain't know. I wasn't scared. I was just like, yo, bro, I ain't know.
You didn't know.
So when I went back to my cell, I said, I ain't being down with shit. Because it seemed like it was some politics shit. And I was like, nah, I'm not getting down with nothing. After I went, I locked in my cell in Elmira. Never was down with nothing. No blood. I knew Bloods. I knew Crips. I knew Nietas. Whatever gangs, I was cool with everybody. But it was just me. I was a Buffalo nigga that moved with Buffalo niggas.
Yeah, that's it.
And if you was cool from the city, that's how I met a lot of dudes from the city. Just me being
cool.
Yeah, cool with everybody.
Everything is respect in prison.
That's all it is.
So,
I read this book called Murder Machine.
Yeah.
And it's a true story. About the mob. And he was like, people have more respect in prison than they have in the society. Because in prison, you never know what's on somebody's mind.
Facts.
So you always have to lead with respect. And that's just how I've always been. I lead with respect.
That's how you get far anyway.
Yeah.
With respect.
I never really had no personal issues because of my charge.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like I, so-called to speak, I beat a nigga to death. You get what I'm saying? So that wasn't, people wasn't like, and I was big. You get what I'm saying? I was big up north. I never had really issues where people pressed me about something.
I got you.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you was focused. You was good.
I was good.
Yeah, you wasn't worrying about those things.
I wasn't never worried about that.
And you went to jail, you educated yourself, you got your
My
GED.
first year, I got my GED when I was in the county. So my first year in Kasaki, I signed up for college.
Kasaki.
Yeah, I was in Kasaki. My first 2
too.
years. You was in Omar?
Yeah, Kasaki. And all
Yeah,
that
I was in Kasaki 9-4, 9-5, 9-6. I went to the box. Buffalo, Brooklyn. War between Buffalo and Brooklyn. I went to the box for that dumb shit. That shit was dumb. I look back at this shit.
It always be some shit like that.
It was some dumb shit, my man.
It's always politics in jail.
Yeah, it
like
was just
that.
some dumb shit. I'm just like, damn, why are we fighting each other? Like, and police was taking, they was tallying scores with this shit, like Buffalo nigga, Brooklyn nigga, like.
So you got caught up in that?
Yeah, I got caught up in that.
And you wound up in the box?
I ended up in the box. I did like 8 months.
8 months. How was that?
Oh man, it was. Okay, so when I was in Kasaki, it was cool. I was like, okay, I'm used to this. All right, it's Kasaki, and then they moved me to Southport. I'm like, oh, this shit different.
Yeah, it's different, yeah.
My mother seen me in Southport, and she cried. She was just looking at me, because I'm telling her, like, this nigga had threw water in my face. He said, next time it's going to be pissed. You know, niggas used to sling. So me and this dude, we having words about something, and he was one of those dudes that would never come out the population.
Yeah, he just lived there.
Yeah,
you know they got those in jail.
Yeah. He was one of those dudes.
He'll do all kind of shit to everybody.
To this day, I said, if I ever see this nigga.
Yeah, it be like that. Yeah, you getting at him.
That shit made me mad. He threw water in my face, but I'm saying I'm glad it was
in
water.
Southport. It'd be a lot of shit going on over there.
I was in Southport for maybe 2.5 months. I had got a time cut, so, and then they sent me to Clinton. So I had 8-9 months. And then they gave me a time cut. They's giving us crazy time for fights in Kasaki. These shit's just fights. Like, we in the cage is fighting. It's 6 against 1. This is what they was doing. They'll put 6 niggas from Buffalo in a cage and 1 nigga from Brooklyn.
No, I went through that in Kasaki with them.
They'll put 6 niggas from Brooklyn and 1 nigga in the cage.
Listen, I believe you. I was in Kasaki and I was in one of the biggest riots there. And in 91, 90.
Yeah.
And went to the box, and everybody from the box, everybody's from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Everybody, they're all my enemies. I'm in the wing. I'm the only one in the wing.
Yep.
Everybody's like, they're out there, the cells got the little screen window.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they all like, hey, what's up, Pete? You coming out tomorrow? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm coming out tomorrow.
Definitely.
Like, ain't nothing changed.
Right.
And I'm there with all of them. You already know.
Right.
The whole wing.
Right.
All Brooklyn, they were fuckers I got into it with. I'm like, yo, I'm coming out. And then my man Ty was another wing. He was like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Yo, pussy, you good? You know, everybody was reaching out back to me like, yo, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas, you already know. Y'all fall over here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You in trouble too. It's up. Because that's my guy. You know, my man, Big Ty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, Ty, we good. I'm going out there anyway and all that. I managed to go out there. It's a big story behind that event.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I want to put the raise on my. It's shit that way. They interviewed me before, and I said this shit. Y'all put the raise on my dick.
Right.
You know, they search you. I didn't know where to put the raise at.
Yo,
I put a fucking
that's
skin
crazy.
Nah. You already know you're on desperate mode.
Yeah.
You're on survival mode.
Yo, listen, I saw dudes do some crazy shit. Like, I do some crazy shit. Like, and the niggas from the Bronx too. My man Dust, this dude named Dust, like, he armed me too when I was in Clinton. Yeah. I had to put some work in Clinton, and he armed me too. I met some official dudes from the Bronx. Like,
hell yeah.
I met some official dudes from the Bronx. Like, I was real cool.
I don't know. We was always good with Buffalo and all that. You know. I'm to this day.
Brooklyn niggas ain't like Brooklyn. It's always a Brooklyn nigga all the time.
What the fuck, son?
But
no disrespect to Brooklyn. We love Brooklyn.
No disrespect. I love Brooklyn. Some niggas from Brooklyn,
but shit in jail. What the?
You know why? Because they was the most dominant.
Yeah.
They got the biggest. Well, Queens is the biggest borough, but Brooklyn is as far as population.
Brooklyn's big.
It was like at that time it was
and
like 9 million.
And they on their bullshit, grimy shit. They on their bullshit.
It's projects. It's a whole bunch of projects. Motherfuckers on top of each other. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, it was a culture shock to me, right? So seeing a person my complexion speak Spanish, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It blew my mind. It was this kid named Unique. He was like, yo, son, because niggas from Buffalo don't talk like that. So the culture shock was the language, just the whole style.
Yeah, the whole style.
Yeah, because Buffalo niggas, like, we appeal more to Midwest, West, South. You know what I'm saying? Like, we east from the East. You know what I'm saying? So some of that is, influxed on us as far as culture, whatever, influenced on us rather, as far as culture, but we appeal to
more
to
to
the South, Midwest. You know what I'm saying?
I
West,
get you.
You get what I'm saying?
I get you.
So our style was a little bit different. So when I came to prison, I'm just like, how the fuck this nigga black as me? Because dudes is young complexion and lighter from my town that live on the West Side that's Hispanic. You get what I'm saying? Or Latino, whatever you want to call it. I'm just like, damn, I never seen this. So that was a culture shock to me. You get what I'm saying? Just, I never been around New York City. I never been to New York City before in my life.
Wow.
I end up paroling to New York City after doing my 16. I end up paroling to fucking Brooklyn.
How about that?
To Brooklyn. Niggas see me. They see me in parole. They's like, yo, OP, what you
That's
doing
your punishment. You like, shit, I hope I don't run into none of these niggas that I was beefing with.
Yeah, they like, yo, what you, I was good by then, you know what I'm saying? But it was like, the niggas is like, cause after I war with them, you know how it is. When you get your respect.
Yeah, you get your respect.
You get your respect. So every job I went to, after I got out of Max, after I left Clinton, I was good in every jail.
Right.
Because your work follows you.
Sound travels.
Yeah, you're right.
Sound travels.
It travels.
They be like, yo, Bob, he good.
Yeah, he good.
He put that work in clean.
Yup.
He official.
Yup.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
All it takes is one time. You just got to do it one time.
Yeah.
Once or twice. Once you do it once or twice official.
So you got out the box after that.
I got out the box in 9-6. I went back. After the Buffalo Brooklyn shit, I went back in 9.
What's the worst shit you seen in there?
Oh my God.
They got
Clinton, wait a minute. Y'all niggas. The kill all rat niggas in the who was it? It was the Trinidadian motherfuckers. What is it called? The Neanderthal. This how it was in Clinton. This shit, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't scared of shit, right? So I would go to the yard. They'd be like, yo, tell the black niggas don't go to the yard. Black what? Nigga, I ain't blood. I ain't with none of this shit. So I'm going to the yard anyways. You get what I'm saying? I'm like, I want to see what's going on. Niggas like, I was like, what the fuck you mean you don't go to the yard? When I was in Clinton, this is when I knew jail was real. This is the realest shit I saw. I saw a nigga, they got the courts. I saw niggas get bashed in the head with big ass boulders. Like this was some real medieval shit. Niggas bashing niggas in the head with boulders and shit. And police like, get out. And this is the first time I ever been in the yard. I'm on the basketball courts at the time. They're like, shorty, get out. Niggas gonna shoot you if you don't get out. Blacks warring with, whatever. Because Hispanic motherfuckers, they gonna join up together. Whatever gang, whatever, if you hit one of them niggas gonna join together. They're gonna form like Voltron. And they gonna get at whoever did that. They don't give a fuck who he is.
What set he is.
They don't care about none of that. It's gonna be 3-4 games against your ass when you go to that fucking, they gonna get you somehow, somewhere. And that's what happened. I saw that shit. And then this dude, I remember I was in like F block or some shit. And a dude, this old timer said, yo, fall back, man. I'm trying to get some rest. Nigga invited him to the Frank stand. Yo, suck my dick. Okay. We on the black top. This how I learned the Kasaki don't play the front of the line. Cause my second day there, I see somebody get cut. Get cut in the face. And that shit blew my mind. And this kid from Brooklyn told me, he said, yo, don't play the front of the line. Stop being so fucking thirsty. I don't give a fuck if you hungry. Play. Like it was niggas that took me under their wings and showed me how to bid.
Of course, you always got
what I'm saying? It was
you.
some official Brooklyn niggas showed me.
Yeah, of course.
The Brooklyn niggas taught me how to bid. I ain't gonna lie.
That's how it be.
So
you run into official guy that'll be like, yo, my man,
they show me,
get over here because you're a good guy and I can see it.
Right. They like, you not with nothing. Don't be looking for no fucking friend. They was on me. Like niggas used to give me books to read, all type of shit. Like fall the fuck back because you not like these niggas.
Absolutely.
Take your ass home type shit. So that day, let me see, in Clinton, I seen this nigga get stabbed in his fucking neck and right on the blacktop. You know how you gotta walk from the sand to the blacktop? Niggas ran. I seen it. Like I seen his arm swing. He hit the nigga in the neck. Nigga just dropped. And he threw the gun over the fence and just put his hands up. And police took him to the box right there. I said, yo, this shit crazy. And every time I went to y'all, I said, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Every time you go.
Yo, when I went, I cut a nigga when I was there, but when I went to the box, I was in Southport. I came from Southport from the Brooklyn Buffalo shit. And then me and this kid, I cut this kid or whatever, and for one of my mans, he popped the cell, he up and fell. He was a Buffalo nigga, but the Spanish nigga, he's from Brooklyn. He fell in the jail. The nigga sent me a kite. I was like, oh, I see this nigga. So me and the nigga talk. I was like, yo, you in Kasaki? Then came to the yard. a Bronx nigga armed me. A Bronx nigga armed me. A Bronx nigga and a Brooklyn nigga armed me too.
They was like, yo, man, handle your business.
Yup. And me and son got it on, so I went back to the box for that. And then when I came out the box in 97, I said, I'm not going back to the box.
You went back to the
nobody.
box again? How long?
So I went for 9 months, and then I went for the cutting. I went for like 6 months. So I had like 18 months recommended loss of good time, and I ended up CRing off my 16. Like every board I went to 6 parole boards. They hit me at every board. They didn't give a fuck what I had. Like I had my GED, college, I was doing all this shit. You know what I'm saying? The counseling shit, pre-release. I was doing everything. You know what I'm saying? They didn't care about none of that.
They still hit you.
His family consented against my release, and they consented against my release because they said I wasn't apologetic enough. Like when I would come to hearings, because I felt like this. I felt like this. I'm not apologizing to you, to y'all. I'm apologizing for me. It's for me. For him, you know what I'm saying? Accept accountability for what I did. Because I didn't tell you this part, but I knew him. Like he was my friend. Like when I first moved from Lackawanna to Buffalo, me and him lived in the same neighborhood and we used to ride bikes together.
Wow.
But once I moved to the other side of town, I'm like, I don't know you, nigga. You don't know me. Like we knew each other by name, but we didn't.
Y'all actually just grew apart.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So he knew who I was, and I knew who he was, but we just
y'all knew
like
each other and all that, of course, from childhood, riding a bike.
Yeah.
But then you moved over there, now I'm over here.
I was on some different shit. Like that side introduced me to all the crime shit I was doing. He wasn't on that yet. He, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's why I felt, initially I didn't feel bad about it. I just felt like it was a fight and it just happened. Like me and him, we fought. And that's how you look at it. That's how, and I still look at it like that.
You actually feel your intentions wasn't to kill him.
Exactly. I say that. Like that. Exactly. I say that. I'm glad you said that.
That's what you got to say. You got because
exactly that was never in my intentions.
Yes, you sorry. Yes, it fucked up and went wrong.
Right.
Right. And of course your life was taken and all that. And yes, I mean. And
I'm gonna say this to add to that. So, I became a counselor. Right. In like 2014, I got my KSAC or whatever, right?
Right.
So I always tell people I saved more lives than I took. I saved more lives in the Bronx than I took. You get what I'm saying? I was an adolescent counselor. You get what I'm saying? There's people that came back to me like, I've impacted more lives.
God blessed you. You went through your shit.
Exactly.
Because we all had our dark moments.
Right.
And to be honest with you, I feel you.
Right.
I mean, you didn't go there to kill him.
No.
Now that happens.
That wasn't my intention.
He had his own issues, right, that he was dealing with as far as health issues, and that all they came to play, and that was the results of the whole shit. Yes, you're sorry because you're not here talking about I'm a killer. No, you're not here glorifying to go out there, handle your business. No, fuck no. But he died. Of course, the family's gonna always be in their feelings.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And all you could do just to so everybody can have their space. You feel me? And you could get the blessings, the full amount of blessings. Even if you have to get to the point where you know what? You got to think about it. You feel like you don't probably have to say sorry to them, but you may have to just say sorry and you apologize just because they want to grow.
So I never got the opportunity. But anytime I talk about it, anytime like right now, that's why I said before I get into this, let me say this. I always do that because my thing is like you can't tell a person how to heal or feel. Like I can't tell them when to heal from this.
But you never know. You might have the one thing that they are looking for is to say, we apologize. It wasn't meant for me to kill him.
Right.
And I'm sorry that I took somebody
that
you guys love.
Friends.
Right. And then they'll be able to move on with their life.
Right.
And say, you know what? That chapter's closed because
to me, this is for me though, Pete. What that part, I can't say that I don't care, but it's not a really concern of mine because I had a dream, right, when I was in prison. This is probably like my second or third parole board. I had a dream, and he forgave me, and that was good enough for me. And then my godparents was heavily influencing my life. So she came to see me one day. I was like, yo, I keep going to these parole parties and I say sorry and they want to. She said, you don't apologize for them, you apologize for you. So once I got into a place in my heart that I know that I was apologetic for it, I'm accountable for my actions, I didn't really care about how nobody else felt.
I got you.
You get what I'm saying? So
I got
that's
you.
where I'm at in my life. You get what I'm saying?
got
Like
you.
if they accept it or reject it, that's cool. Those are your you can be bounded by my crime, but I'm not.
Yeah, I got you.
You get what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
can't because I can't be.
No, you really moved on from that.
Exactly.
It happened. It was something that
Exactly.
you never meant to do anyway.
Bro, I was
So,
17 years
that's
old.
what I'm
I'm
saying.
49 years old, bro.
Yeah, that your mind wasn't even developed.
Never.
Know what I'm saying?
It wasn't developed to that point in mind where I can be like, yo, because they gave me the time that they gave me because I didn't show remorse. And because I didn't understand what that was at the time. Like my mind wasn't, like you said, it wasn't fully developed. I wasn't
course.
mature at the time to
man.
process those emotions and be
No,
like, you know
you
what?
wasn't nowhere near
I'm
that.
sorry, I didn't know how to do that at that time. I really
Listen,
didn't.
man. Anybody that's an adult, they should be able to understand
Right.
that at that point you wasn't on that. You was a young kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You was out there lost, doing you, and you can't really tell you anything. You know what I mean? Because you was living, at that age, 15, 16, you thinking you ruined everything. You got all the answers, and you at the end of the day, you probably was like, hey, it happened.
Right.
You know, and that was your attitude. You know what I'm saying? But like now you 49, it's like, it's different. You know what I'm saying? It happened.
I look at
You know what I'm
life
saying?
totally
And,
different.
and you moved on from that. You moved on to greater stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you have, like you said, you have saved more lives than what you took.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you probably just didn't even take that life. That life was, it happened all because part of the circumstances of everything else that he was dealing with as well.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So everything all triggered.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we've, like I said, sorry for the dead. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's nothing we could do about it,
Right.
but just say, yeah, you
can't
know
bring
what?
them back, right.
So feel sorry, but we don't want nobody's life to be taken.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, you went back to the box. Came out how long you was in the box? 6 months.
Yeah, I was in there like 6 months. They had recommended 8 months, lost a good time. I came out the box and I vowed to myself, I said, I'm never going back. So when I said, I'm never going back. Because, I was a dude that liked to work out and play sports. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you didn't want to be in the box.
I didn't want to be in. I didn't want to be restricted and all that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. You didn't
so
want
I said,
all that.
I'll learn how to choose my friends wisely. That's something my father always promoted to me. So I was like, okay, motherfucker, you from Buffalo? Show me that you can hold your shit down.
Yeah.
Because I'm not coming to the yard with you unless you can hold your shit
Yeah,
down.
you got to be able to, yeah.
Yeah, I started being able to separate myself from situations, and I didn't go back to the box from 97. I got on the 90. I went in 96. I went in 96. Got on in 97. I didn't go back to 2004, and that was for a dirty urine.
Okay.
In Orleans, I had caught. And
Dirty urine. So now what happened that you got into drugs? You got dirty urine.
Well, at the time, my mother had a stroke, like in 2000, the end of 2003, going to 2004. So I just wanted to smoke. You know what I'm saying? That's why I told the motherfucker at the hearing. I'm like, yo. He said, why are you using drugs? I said, no, my she's damn near dying. Like I haven't heard.
You was
from
looking
her.
for an escape.
Yeah, basically, you know what I'm saying? I was looking for an escape.
Something to deal with your
that's what I
feelings
did.
with.
So motherfuckers, somebody dropped a slip on me. You know how that shit go. They came to my cell, told on me. I pissed. They took me to the box. I was in Orleans at the time. That's where I met Mice at. That's where I met my son at. I met my son like 2000, the beginning of 2001.
Okay.
Through one of my cousins. My cousin I met.
Shout out to my son.
Yeah, shout out to my son. I met him in 2001. And I went to the box. It was crazy, like we had such a deep bond. It's like I didn't even want to tell him, cause Mice don't he don't smoke. You know what I'm saying? Mice really don't do nothing. He'll drink and shit, but he don't smoke. He looking at me like, yo, why the fuck I gotta hear from another nigga that you going to the box like for smoking?
Like what the fuck happened to you?
Yeah, like bro, this what you doing? So they end up sending me to Mid-State. Now I went to matter of fact I was in that box, in Orleans box, and then they sent me to Mid-State.
Mid-State?
Yeah, I went to Mid-State. That's why I met Chinks in Mid-State. That's why I met Chinks at. I was in Mid-State for maybe like from 04 to like 07. Then I went to Gowanda, and that's where I finished my bid at.
And you came home?
I came home.
What
2009.
year you came home?
2009.
2009. And you've been home since?
I've been home since.
And what you been doing? Talk to me.
So 2009, I came home. I wasn't working for like. So I met Mice. So when I came home, Mice introduced me to Vlad. So all I was doing, I was holding Vlad down. Vlad was, taking care of me. So I was doing that for a few years, and then like 2013 is when I officially really got my first job. I was working at a bar and some shit in Brooklyn, and then from that I started doing security, and then from security, my girl was like, "Yo,
you love Brooklyn."
Yeah, she's like, once you go, yeah, I like it's crazy, right? I was living in Coney
I thought I put that out to you.
I was living in Coney Island for 3 years.
I'm like, you worked there where?
I'm not gonna lie, I love Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn.
Yeah,
I love
me
the
too,
Bronx.
me too.
I lived in the Bronx longer than I lived in Brooklyn.
Okay.
I love Brooklyn, but I got a love for both. Everything be Buffalo, Brooklyn, Bronx. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I ended up, I was working in a bar, then I did security for like a few months, but then I couldn't get my license because of my background. You get what I'm saying? So they had to fire me or whatever. And then I end up getting my earned eligibility, the certificate that you get after you release for a certain amount of years. So I was able to get it, but then I went to the school in the Bronx. I forgot the name of it, but I wanted to get my case act. So in 2014, I became a counselor. I was a case manager, then I was a recovery coach, and then I became an adolescent counselor. And the thing about it, that was my vision and my dream when I was in prison, because that's what I was doing before I left. Like, from like, when I was in Mid-State, I met this kid named B.I. Shout out to B.I. He from Albany. And this is when I first started really knowing how to like express myself and talk in front of people. He said, "Yo, you gonna be the coordinator of the program." I said, "No, I'm not." He said, "Yes, you are." I said, "No, I'm not." He said, "Yes, you are." So I'm like, I'm going back for. If you chose me, this mean that you see something in me.
Yeah.
So I end up being the coordinator of case. That shit didn't help me at the parole board, but it helped me develop
you.
Yeah, me as a man, to be able to speak in front of people, to engage,
to have that courage to go.
Right. So that was at 30, where I really, at all those years, I never spoke in front of nobody.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mike, he didn't taught me skills of how to rhyme and all that shit, but I was kind of like, and that's how I learned how to express myself, rhyming, and then that responsibility of being the coordinator of a KSAT program. So every jail I went to, I was in a pre-release program. That shit helped me. That shit helped me get my good time back. I had like 16 or 18 months recommended loss of good time, and so I got my time back. The lady that sat on the board, I was working for her. It was a lady that didn't like me. Check this shit out. I was going to the hearing. The lady that didn't like me that I worked for, she walked up. She said, she winked at me. She was like, "Oh, Miss So-and-so was about to sit on there." She went on there and she spoke up for me. He asked me about what I did. I accepted accountability for it. I didn't really have much. I had the Buffalo, Brooklyn shit. I had like a couple fights, the cutting and the drug shit.
I mean, regular shit. You was active though.
I was doing.
Don't act like you wasn't active.
Hey, I was active, but I'm
you
saying,
like just a little.
Yeah, I was doing. It was that was in the beginning though.
Yeah, it was the beginning.
It was in the beginning.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? I came up in 9-4. That shit happened in 9-6, 9-7 in 2004, and then once I got out the box, I said, I ain't going back to this shit. I got to start doing shit that's going.
You're gonna move different,
right? So when I went for my time to they gave me all my time back. So I CR and that was I didn't make a parole. They even hit me. They couldn't even hit me no more. And they hit me with 2 years. Yeah, so I ended up CRing anyways in August 2009. Okay, you know what I'm saying, and you know from there when I came, like I said, I was doing security, I was doing that, and then you know I was doing the counseling thing, and I still.
How's your kid?
I got a few kids. I got like 4.
So you came home. You had a few kids.
Mean, yeah, so I had 2 before I left.
Okay.
2. I had 1 in the possible. I say 1 in the possible. Well, I'm gonna say 2. So 2, and then I had 2 when I came home. Right. I had a daughter and a son. I had a daughter first in 2010. And I had a son in 2015.
Wow.
And then of course my daughter has 4 kids.
Wow.
My son has 3. My daughter has so my daughter's oldest son just had a son. So that makes me a great grandfather.
Wow.
That shit blew my mind. I was like, I'm 49 years old, fucking great. I said, look at me, I look good though. I'm a fly grandfather. Thank you, I appreciate that.
You look great.
Yeah.
You don't look nowhere no 49.
Yeah.
You like 35.
Yeah, I still, you know.
No,
you gotta act like, my mentality's I'm in the yard.
Yeah, you gotta
I work out,
you gotta keep that energy.
You have to.
You gotta feel young, gotta feel good.
The discipline that I got I'm gonna tell you something. Prison is not a bad thing, because I'm gonna say this. When I went up top, I was 18 and I was weighing like 200. I had to weight, the size. The doctor in Omar, he told me this, and this shit stuck with me. He said, do the time, don't let the time do you. So I said, when I get in here, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna do everything to make myself a better person.
Absolutely.
Because I know this shit ain't me. Like I'm not gonna act like I was in the street, but I grew up in church. I had
good morals and principles. You had a good
family
support.
around me that surrounded me with love,
That's what I'm saying.
education.
You had it. You couldn't get lost.
Yeah, I couldn't get lost unless I wanted to. You get what I'm saying? So I was able to, when I was there, I was able to develop myself as a man. Then I have the support of my father. So it didn't matter. That's why niggas couldn't do this to me. You can't. If you was winging me or you was putting me on to something, you wasn't like, yo, take this and go shoot. Never. I was never one of those, you take this, go shoot.
Yeah.
I was one of those that's like.
You wasn't no soldier guy like
I
that.
never.
No, your pop was always there too.
Yeah,
he's your backbone.
I'm gonna tell you something.
He taught you, man.
That's the shit that made a difference. I met niggas in there that didn't know their father, didn't have that influence. They was fucked up, Pete.
Yeah, they be lost, man.
Nigga didn't know they ABCs. I met this nigga at Harlem that I had to teach him his ABCs, man.
Yeah.
I said, you like animals? Okay, A is for alligator. B is for
cool.
bat.
But
Like,
it feels great. But it feels good
Hell
to teach
yeah.
you, to be able to show your knowledge.
I always been a teacher. Like my grandmother
This is a
told me that I was
blessing,
gonna be
man.
a teacher. So I'm always giving information. I had this guy call me the other day. I really don't even know him. We talked in the barbershop, and this is what he told me. He said, yo, the first time we met in the barbershop, it's like 5 years ago. He was like, you know you made it easy for Buffalo niggas to bid. I was like, what you mean? He was like, yo, that Buffalo Brooklyn shit. I said, oh, wow. Full circle, he called me the other day. He texted me a message just like, yo, I want to talk to you about something face to face, man to man. So I was like, what's up? I called him. He said, yo, can I shadow you doing podcasting? I was like, of course. I don't gatekeep. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you see how, like, you acknowledge some bad shit that I did that I really don't, all right, whatever. But I got some, he said, you know you a success story where we from? He said, just like Benny and Conway and all of them, he said, you a success story. Niggas, he said, you might not be where you were. Sometimes you need to hear that.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Like, it's not an ego thing.
Yeah, but it makes you feel good.
Hell yeah.
And it keeps you motivated.
Exactly. I
got you.
I needed to hear that shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, it don't boost my ego, but you need to hear it sometimes that you're doing good.
Listen, man, it's okay. It's good to be recognized and appreciated.
Exactly.
We don't do that to each other often.
We don't.
You know what I'm saying? So
we gotta get better with that.
It's okay to say you're doing great. I think you're doing great.
I appreciate that.
You've been home fucking this long.
16 years.
Yeah, and you focus.
Yeah, man.
And you got your grandkids. You got your great grandkids.
Right now, I'm a youth counselor in Maryland, and I do one-to-one too. Like I got 2 jobs in the same place, so I manage, you know, them in the group home, and I got individuals that I deal with. You know what I'm saying?
On the one-on-ones.
On the one-on-ones.
That's
so
cool.
yeah, that's what I do. That's my. I feel
Keep
like that's
sharing
my
the light,
calling,
brother. All I can do is just keep sharing your experience, what you've been through. And whenever the episode comes out, let them see the episode.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So because this is like something.
Yo, they follow me. Anything I do, they follow me.
For the youth to see this,
Definitely.
The young brothers and sisters that you deal with and you work with, it's good for them to see how your life changed, how you turned around.
Right.
You can't. You come on.
Right.
I mean, like you went this 16 years.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
From 17 to 33.
That's what I'm saying. So
crazy.
and you stood strong, and you out here doing the right thing.
That's right.
And they could do the same thing without having to do all them years. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Because that's the plan. The plan and the goal is to watch this and know that you don't have to do everything he did to become what he is today.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You could take that shortcut by getting all the knowledge and all the wisdom you need from the man himself, and you ain't got to go nowhere because he could tell you about it, what he lived through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That if you want to learn on your own, then good luck. You know what I'm saying? Good luck to you. That's all we could do.
Good luck.
You know what I mean? But so you've been home, and I'm glad, man. You moving.
Yeah.
What you think about prison reform?
I think it's necessary. So you had a brother, Robert Brooks, that
Shout out, man, Robert Brooks and his family. My condolences to the entire family.
Right. He was unalived by officers. I think they need to do a better process of like holding these officers accountable. You get what I'm saying? Like it needs to be a higher like I heard like some of them got fired, like 2000. They didn't want to go because they didn't hold. It's like the Blue Shield thing. Like they gonna hold each other down, and I think that's foolish because y'all here to serve the people, and y'all doing.
They've been doing this shit for years.
For years, it's a good what's it called? Good boy fraternity. You get what I'm saying? I think. As far as prison reform, I got some brothers. Shout out to Lamore and Thomas Gant. These is brothers that one I went to high school with, one I bidded with, and they on the front line in Buffalo. They doing that work.
Okay.
They really doing that work.
Shout out to them brothers
for prison reform.
Well, we need to get them brothers out here, the dog in the yard. Let them know.
Definitely. I'm gonna plug them.
This is our platform. This is ours. This is created. This is created for us. So I'm mental, so we can be able to share our mental what we went through. You feel me?
Right.
And be able to let that shit go, because you know when you're in jail, you don't have a voice.
You definitely don't have a voice.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, my outlook on that is that it needs to be more. The families need to be more engaged, and we just need to do things to make it a easy transition from brothers that's coming home from prison. Like you're not looking for a job. Like you're going into a program and it's like, okay, you getting your license, you getting everything you need from this one place. You get what I'm saying? You're just not scattered around, so you can't make no excuses. You get what I'm saying?
That's right. Everything is right there.
Right. We need brothers like you going into these prisons. Like, listen, I do dog and y'all. This is my background. This is
absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? We need
all
more
day.
like that. So I'm all for prison reform. Whoever's into prison reform, like keep doing your thing.
That's what I'm saying. All right, man, with that being said, man, I want to thank you so much for coming through.
I appreciate
you, man. You know what I'm saying? Stay focused. God bless your family. God keep living that life, man, and keep sharing that wisdom. You know what I mean? You ain't no regular Buffalo guy. You know what I'm saying? You've been up there, you've been through the trenches, you've been through some shit, and you can share that with these young brothers and sisters. You have the knowledge.
Definitely.
You have it. You know what I'm saying? And anytime you want to come back up here and visit me, you're more than welcome, man. This is our platform.
That. I
All right?
appreciate that.
And you already know.
Salute, bro.
Salute, King. You already know. You already know. It's your boy Pistol P, dog in the yard. What up? You already know. It's your boy Pistol P. Welcome back to Dog in the Yard. I want to first and foremost thank Opressure for coming through. Keep working on what you're doing out there, doing that great work. That substance abuse program you got going on. As well as I want to thank Vlad TV for giving you the opportunity to rehabilitate yourself and giving you the opportunity to work for them. And that's great, man. Keep doing your thing out there, my brother. You already know it's your boy Pistol Pete, dog in the yard.
South Side, nigga. We the live in South Side, nigga.